Have you ever checked your bag at the airport, waved goodbye to it on the conveyor belt, and secretly wondered if you'd ever see it again? You're not alone. Airports look sleek and efficient on the outside, but behind those walls there's an entirely different story, one of chaos, confusion, and yes, even crime. Travelers lose thousands of bags every single day. Some vanish into thin air, some get ransacked, and some just take a little detour and show up in the wrong country. The good news? Most of these disasters can be avoided if you know the traps to look out for. That's what we're diving into today. I'm going to walk you through the 15 biggest luggage security mistakes travelers make all the time. Mistakes that leave bags vulnerable to theft, tampering, or disappearing completely. And I'm not just pointing out the problems, I'm giving you the insider fixes so your bag stays safe from check-in to carousel. Stay tuned, because mistake number one is so common even seasoned travelers fall for it, and it could leave your suitcase wide open to anyone. Let's get started. Mistake number 15, using cheap, flimsy locks. Let's kick this off with the most obvious one, locks. You'd think that locking your suitcase automatically makes it safe. But here's the truth. Cheap locks are worse than no locks at all. Why? Because a flimsy lock is like a neon sign that says, "I'm trying to protect something valuable." And the worst part? Most baggage thieves know how to pop those $5 locks in seconds, sometimes with nothing more than a pen or a paperclip. Even TSA-approved locks, while convenient for inspections, aren't foolproof. They all use universal master keys, and copies of those keys have leaked online. That means if someone wants to get into your bag badly enough, they can. So what's the smart move? Invest in a durable, tamper-evident lock from a trusted brand. Or even better, use zipperless luggage with built-in combination locks. It doesn't just keep thieves out, it shows you if someone even tried to tamper with it. Your bag deserves more than a dollar store padlock. Mistake number 14, leaving your bag unattended, even for a second. You know that moment. You're in the check-in line, you turn to grab a form, or you step aside for a phone call, leaving your bag right there. Harmless, right? Wrong. Unattended bags are magnets for trouble. Thieves love distracted travelers. A bag left alone for even 30 seconds can vanish. And here's the kicker. If airport security spots it before a thief does, it can be treated as a security threat. You might come back to find your luggage has been confiscated, or worse, blown up as a precaution. Always keep your luggage either in your hand, at your feet, or strapped to something. Traveling alone? Wrap a strap around your ankle when sitting down, so you literally feel if someone tries to grab it. It sounds paranoid, but in airports, seconds matter. Mistake number 13, skipping a luggage tag or ID. Picture this. Your bag takes a wrong turn, ends up in another city, and there's no name, no number, no clue who it belongs to. At that point, it's not lost luggage. It's abandoned property. Too many travelers skip luggage tags because they don't want their information on display. I get it, but here's the balance. Use a sturdy luggage tag with your first name, phone number, and email address only. Leave out your home address. It just tells thieves where you live. Better yet, slip a business card or contact sheet inside your bag as well. If the tag outside gets ripped off, airlines can still trace it back to you. No ID, no reunion with your bag. Simple as that. Mistake number 12, using identical black suitcases. Take a look at the baggage carousel next time you land. What do you see? An endless sea of black, rectangular suitcases. They all look the same. This is how bags get accidentally picked up, sometimes by mistake, sometimes on purpose. Thieves love blending in. If your bag looks like everyone else's, it's easy for someone to walk off with it unnoticed. Solution? Make your bag stand out. Use a bold-colored suitcase, or if you like classic black, add a bright luggage strap, neon handle wrap, or unique sticker. Some travelers even paint a stripe across their case. The point is to make your bag unmistakably yours. If someone tries to walk off with it, you'll know instantly. Mistake number 11, checking bags with valuables inside. I can't stress this one enough. Never put valuables in your checked luggage. I'm talking about laptops, jewelry, passports, cameras, hard drives, even cash. Once that bag disappears behind the conveyor belt, it's out of your control. If it gets lost, stolen, or even just delayed, you're out of luck. Airlines don't cover valuables in lost luggage claims, so good luck getting compensation for your MacBook or gold watch. The rule of thumb is simple. If it would ruin your trip to lose it, keep it in your carry-on or personal bag, period. Mistake number 10, overpacking to the point of bursting. When your suitcase is stuffed to the brim, it's not just inconvenient, it's a security risk. Overstuffed bags put pressure on zippers, which can burst open mid-transit. That makes it easy for thieves, or just gravity, to spill your belongings everywhere. Not only that, but a bulging bag practically screams, "There's a lot in here worth taking." Travel smart. Pack what you need, not your entire closet. Use compression cubes for efficiency. And remember, airlines have strict weight limits. Overpacked bags often get flagged, opened, or repacked by staff, giving strangers more opportunities to access your belongings. Mistake number 9, not weighing your bag before check-in. This is where many travelers get caught off guard. You roll up to the counter, hand over your suitcase, and boom, you're told it's overweight. Now you're forced to unzip your life in the middle of the terminal, shuffling clothes and gadgets between bags while a line of irritated passengers builds behind you. It's stressful, messy, and makes you vulnerable. Worse, overweight bags draw attention. Staff may open them, leaving your valuables exposed. And overweight fees? Brutal. The solution is easy. Carry a small digital luggage scale and weigh your bag at home. Know your airline's weight limits. If you're close, wear heavier clothes on the plane or shift items into your personal bag. Control the weight before the airline does. Mistake number 8, ignoring luggage insurance. Here's something most people don't think about until it's too late. Insurance. If your bag disappears or gets damaged, airlines will compensate you, but only up to a point. And usually it's nowhere near what your belongings are actually worth. That's where luggage insurance comes in. Many travel credit cards include it automatically. Standalone travel insurance often covers lost or stolen luggage too. It's a small investment that pays off big when things go wrong, because replacing an entire suitcase full of clothes, tech, and personal items out of pocket can cost a fortune. Mistake number 7, packing liquids without protection. We've all seen it. Someone's shampoo explodes mid-flight, soaking their clothes in sticky goo. Not only does it ruin your stuff, but wet, messy luggage often gets flagged for extra inspection. Always double bag liquids in sealable plastic pouches. Better yet, transfer them into travel-sized bottles and keep them in the middle of your suitcase, surrounded by clothes for padding. This isn't just about keeping your shirts clean. It's about preventing anything that looks suspicious from slowing you down at security. Mistake number 6, ignoring the risk of bag swaps. Here's a sneaky one. Some thieves actually swap luggage tags at the airport. They'll slap their tag onto your nice suitcase and put your tag on their beat-up one. Guess which bag gets delivered to them at baggage claim? It's rare, but it happens. And unless you've marked your bag clearly, it's hard to prove ownership on the spot. That's why photographing your bag before check-in is crucial. Snap a picture of the exterior and the airline tag once it's attached. If something shady happens, you've got evidence ready to show staff. Mistake number 5, leaving bags unlocked in hotel storage. You finally land, get to your hotel, and your room isn't ready yet. No problem. You leave your bag at the hotel storage room. But here's the mistake, leaving it unlocked. Hotel storage rooms see dozens, sometimes hundreds of bags pass through daily. Staff are busy, tourists are in and out, and not all of those eyes are trustworthy. Always lock your luggage, even in safe storage areas. Better yet, use a tamper-proof luggage strap. It's not about being suspicious, it's about being smart. Mistake number 4, forgetting to track your luggage. We live in 2025. Technology is on your side, yet many travelers still fly blind when it comes to their bags. Apple AirTags, Samsung Smart Tags, and Tile Trackers are game changers. Slip one into your suitcase, and you'll know exactly where it is at all times. Lost luggage? You'll know if it's sitting in the wrong city before the airline even does. Tracking devices don't just give you peace of mind, they give you leverage. When staff say, "We're not sure where your bag is," you can say, "Actually, it's still sitting at JFK Gate 34. That changes everything. Mistake number 3, using old or damaged suitcases. That suitcase you've been dragging around since college? It might be sentimental, but it's a liability. Old zippers break, worn handles snap, thin shells crack under pressure. And once your bag is damaged mid-flight, you're at the mercy of duct tape and airline apologies. More importantly, damaged bags are easy targets. A thief doesn't even need tools if your zipper is already half broken. Invest in modern, durable luggage. Look for hard shells, reinforced zippers, and strong wheels. It's not just about looks, it's about protection. Mistake number 2, overlooking security at the carousel. Here's where a lot of travelers let their guard down. You've landed, you're tired, you're waiting at the carousel, scrolling your phone. Meanwhile, thieves are watching for exactly that moment. Carousel theft is shockingly common. Bags are snatched every day, sometimes within seconds of arriving on the belt. Stay alert. Stand close to the carousel. Watch each bag as it comes out. If you see someone trying to grab a bag and leave in a hurry, say something. Better to be cautious than bagless. Mistake number 1, trusting the system too much. Finally, the biggest mistake of all, blind trust. Most travelers believe that once they hand over their suitcase, it's safe, that the airline, the airport, and the staff are all looking out for them. The truth? The system is designed for efficiency, not your personal security. Bags get lost. Tags get swapped. Opportunists strike when you're distracted. That doesn't mean you should travel in fear, but it does mean you should travel smart. Mark your bag, lock it, track it, insure it, keep valuables with you, and never assume someone else cares about your luggage more than you do. Because at the end of the day, your suitcase isn't just a bag. It's your trip, your memories, your essentials. And protecting it starts with you. Flying in 2025 doesn't have... Imagine standing in the airport security line, everything organized, everything ready, your carry-on perfectly packed, and then, boom, you get pulled aside because your bag suddenly doesn't meet the new carry-on guidelines. What changed? Why is this happening so often now? And why do different airports, and even different agents, seem to follow completely different rules? Here's the truth most travelers don't realize. Carry-on rules are no longer universal. Airlines, airports, and security screening agencies have quietly shifted policies, not with public announcements, but through small enforcement changes, new tech scanners, and stricter dimension and weight checks. Not because they want order, but because carry-on restrictions are now one of the most profitable parts of air travel. Today, I'm going to walk you through the real carry-on rules for 2025 and beyond, the ones most travelers never hear about until it's too late, plus the smart, quiet ways experienced travelers protect themselves, avoid fees, and sometimes even walk into the cabin with more than other passengers while still following policy. By the end of this video, you'll know how to carry more, pay less, and glide through boarding like someone who understands how modern air travel really works. Let's unlock what airlines don't openly say, but absolutely enforce. Rule shift number 1, the visual volume test. Most travelers still focus on measurements printed online, length, width, height. But in real airports, measurements are now only half the game. What agents really look at today is volume perception. How full your bag appears. If it looks expanded, if it looks tight, if the zippers are stressed, that's when they measure. That's when they weigh, and that's when you pay. Modern airports aren't chasing exact inches. They're scanning for overstuffing. And here's the twist. Even if your bag technically fits the size limit, if it appears bulky, you can be stopped. Smart travelers know this. Instead of packing to the edge, they pack flat. Compression cubes over stuffing cubes. Flexible materials over hard-shell luggage. Side compression straps pulled tight, not loose. Think of it like this. Carry-on enforcement begins with appearance. not dimensions. Professional travelers don't go to war with airline staff. They simply make their bag look effortless. Rule shift number 2, the new underseat reality. Years ago, personal item meant a purse, laptop bag, or backpack. Today, for many airlines, it's effectively becoming a mini carry-on. But here's the catch. They've also shrunk the underseat dimensions on many aircraft. So yes, you can bring something larger, but only if it compresses. Rigid personal item bags are the new red flag. Soft shell, low-profile bags, they slide right through. Imagine this scenario. 2 travelers walk up. One has a rectangular structured mini suitcase labeled personal item. The other has a soft backpack that molds to the space. Who gets stopped? Who gets silently waved on? Airlines don't want the confrontation. They want plausible control. So what's the move? Choose a personal item that adapts, packs flat when needed, compresses under pressure, doesn't hold a rigid shape, looks small when carried. And here's the secret so many pros use. Wear a jacket with zip pockets. That becomes your hidden zero-rule carry. When space looks minimal, your pocket storage becomes priceless. Rule shift number 3, the smart bag crackdown. A few years ago, everyone bought smart luggage, bags with power banks built in. Now, those same bags are being flagged, questioned, and sometimes rejected entirely if the battery isn't removable. Why the problem? Airline fire safety rules tighten quietly. The battery must be removable, and not technically removable, but obviously removable. Agents are now asking, can you take out the battery right now? If it's complicated, if you hesitate, if you need tools, your bag is now considered a risk. The strategy here is simple. If you're traveling with smart luggage, know exactly how to remove the battery fast. Practice it before you fly. Confidence when asked changes outcomes. Airports don't want drama, they want speed. And the smoother you are, the easier things go. Rule shift number 4, weight checks in new places. If you've only flown domestic US, you might think weight checks don't apply to carry-ons. But internationally, and increasingly on US connecting flights, weight checks are back. Not at check-in, not even at security, instead at the gate. That's when enforcement hits hardest, because by then, you've already passed all other checkpoints. This means the old trick of walking past check-in with a heavy bag no longer works everywhere. But there's a more sophisticated trick seasoned flyers use. Wear the weight. Don't pack it. Travel vests, jackets with pocket organization, and even neck pouches redistribute weight away from your measured luggage. No arguing, no stress, just physics and policy. And here's the subtle psychological element. When you look comfortable and light, nobody weighs your bag. Rule shift number 5, the one layer out rule. Security scanners are more advanced now. New CT scanners can see through bags more clearly, but not everywhere. Some airports now enforce a subtle instruction. Remove the top layer of items in your carry-on. It's not a universal rule, so travelers get caught off guard. Suddenly they're repacking at security, flustered, holding up the line and drawing attention. Professionals avoid this chaos by packing in layers, laptop near the top. Liquids easy to reach. Flat items above bulky ones. And never, ever, stuffing things randomly last minute. Chaos packing creates chaos screening. Airport success starts at home with deliberate packing. Rule shift number 6, hidden liquids enforcement. Yes, the liquid rule is still active in many places, even though some countries have begun relaxing it. But here's the twist most people miss. It's not the size of your liquids bag, it's the visibility. If your liquids are neatly organized and clearly within limits, agents usually ignore you. If your liquids are buried, mixed in pockets, unclear, that's when they stop you. Airport rules are evolving, but human nature isn't. A clean bag signals respect and readiness. A messy bag signals confusion, and confusion triggers checks. Pro travelers don't pack toiletries like civilians. They pre-sort, pre-show, and keep everything visible. The airport is a stage, and your bag presentation is part of the performance. Rule shift number 7, wheel count and handle traps. This one surprises most travelers. Many new aircraft storage bins, especially on ultra-low-cost carriers, are now tighter in depth. That means the difference between a 2-wheel bag and a 4-wheel spinner suddenly matters more than ever. Spinners lose storage space because the wheels stick out. 2-wheel rollers tuck inside dimensions more smoothly. Nobody talks about this, but watch boarding closely. Who gets stopped? Structure and wheel design play a huge role. And here's a quietly powerful tactic. If you have a spinner, board early. Space priority matters. But if you board late, stow your bag wheels out. Handles outward make it look like the bag fits tighter. Little things change outcomes. Rule shift number 8, personal item, mouthfeel checks. This one is almost psychological. Agents now focus on how easy it looks for you to carry your bag. If your bag looks heavy, if you're straining, if you're dragging, that's when they enforce rules. The appearance test returns again, but now on your body. Travelers who move calmly, carry lightly, and look prepared rarely get challenged. So what do pros do? They never struggle publicly. If a bag feels heavy, they set it down casually, not heaving it, just resting. Air travel is a theater. Confidence earns grace. By the way, if you're enjoying discovering these hidden travel truths that shape real-world flying, make sure you're subscribed to BoardiFly. This channel is built for travelers who want to fly smarter, not just cheaper. The ones who don't want to be surprised at the airport and who believe knowledge is the real upgrade. Back to it, because the next shift is one even frequent flyers are only just starting to notice. Rule shift number 9, the bag tag signal. Some airports now quietly place stickers or tags on bags when they suspect they'll be oversized or overweight. It's subtle. A little dot, a small colored tag, or even a digital notation at check-in. If your bag gets flagged early, gate agents know to stop you later. So how do seasoned travelers avoid this? They do something simple but powerful. They never volunteer their bag for inspection unless required. They carry the bag confidently. They make eye contact and smile. Calm, never anxious. Airline staff are trained to identify hesitation. Certainty avoids tagging. And if you do get tagged, ask politely, is this simply a scan marker or do I need to recheck size right now? Confidence invites fairness. Rule shift number 10, the laptop bag loophole. A fascinating trend. Laptop bags and professional briefcases are rarely measured, even when they carry more than a backpack. Why? Business travelers historically drove airline policies, and business travelers demanded laptop bag flexibility. So if you have extra items, tech, documents, chargers, small clothing items, placing them in a slim laptop tote often avoids attention entirely. It's not about cheating rules. It's about aligning with established norms. When your items look intentional, they aren't questioned. Rule shift number 11, the duty-free exception, still alive. Even in tight regulation, one principle remains. Airports never restrict duty-free merchandise. Why? Because duty-free sales benefit airlines and airports financially. So yes, the classic flyer trick still works. If you're struggling with space, buy a small duty-free bag and place items inside. It's not a loophole. It's the system's own logic. Airports protect revenue streams, not your packing constraints. It's always easier to travel with the current than against it. Rule shift number 12. Jacket storage is now mainstream. Remember when stuffing pockets looked suspicious? Not anymore. Airport staff see it constantly now, especially with travel jackets designed to carry tablets, chargers, and personal items. It's not hidden, it's not sneaky, it's efficient. But here's the etiquette rule. When going through security, place your jacket in its own bin confidently. Don't try to hide weight. Open visibility equals trust. Once through, everything goes back in smoothly. Seasoned flyers treat pockets as extensions of their carry-on, not contraband. Rule shift number 13, water bottle proofing. Security doesn't just enforce liquid limits, They now enforce proof of emptiness. So here's the smart tactic. Carry a reusable bottle visible and fully open through screening. Let them see it's empty. No questions asked. Airport rhythms reward cooperation. Visibility speeds everything. Then fill up at the fountain after security. Never before? It's a small move, but small moves build a traveler's profile as prepared, efficient, and non-disruptive. Those are the travelers who rarely get challenged. Rule shift number 14, overhead bin priority battles. Airlines increasingly monetize bin space. Basic fare passengers get boarded later, meaning bins may be full. But here's the insider truth. Overhead bins aren't always full. They're often inefficiently loaded. Seasoned travelers board when their group is called. Not late, not first, if unnecessary. Scan for side bins near first class instead of above their seat. Rotate bags wheels in, handles out for tighter fit. Use aisle side bins first. Aisle travelers place upward facing first. And remember, you are allowed to rearrange your own bin to make space. Politely and calmly. Not aggressively, not with frustration, with quiet, confident purpose. Other travelers follow the tone you set. Rule shift number 15, the soft item insurance policy. With tight bins, many travelers panic when storage space runs low. So here's a professional trick. Pack one soft, compressible item, hoodie, tote bag, scarf, on the outside of your luggage or in hand. If you need to squeeze your bag into a tight bin or under the seat, remove the soft item first. Your bag instantly shrinks. It looks natural, not strategic. Air travel is less about rules, more about fluidity. And pros prepare for every configuration. Rule shift number 16, gate check power dynamics. When a flight runs out of space, gate agents sometimes require carry-ons to be checked. But here's what most travelers miss. You can request valet check or planeside return on many airlines, especially for small roller bags. That means your bag gets returned at the aircraft door, not the baggage carousel. This isn't about arguing. It's about politely asking, can this be returned planeside? Most agents say yes, and you avoid waiting at the destination belt. Less time wasted, more trip enjoyed. Rule shift number 17, soft versus hard case reality. Hard shell luggage looks premium, but soft shell bags win more boarding battles. Why? They compress under pressure, they flex into tight bins, they create the fits easily perception. They attract less scrutiny because they look lighter. Hard case equals fixed dimensions. Soft case equals flexibility. Airlines enforce rules against certainty, not potential, and well-traveled flyers choose adaptability. Rule shift number 18, children and family carry-on policy flexibility. Traveling with children? Here's something airlines rarely highlight. Diaper bags, stroller bags, and breast milk cooler bags often do not count as carry-ons. But families rarely assert this, so they get told one bag each. Simply knowing the truth changes the experience. The airport isn't always hostile, it's procedural. Those who know procedure move freely. Rule shift number 19, the check bag carry-on reversal. Sometimes the smartest carry-on strategy is actually checking one bag. Not because it's necessary, but because it unlocks priority boarding, guaranteed bin space for others in your group, stress-free walking through security, and hands-free boarding. The game isn't never checking a bag. It's choosing the right bag for the right trip. Master travelers don't cling to one method. They choose tools situationally. That flexibility is power. Rule shift number 20, flight attendant silent standard. Here's something few talk about. Flight attendants generally avoid policing bags unless they must. Why? Because their priority is safety, not baggage compliance. If you walk on confident, composed, and direct, they assume you're within rules. If you walk on flustered, overwhelmed, and apologetic, they assume there's a problem. Air travel rewards composure, not perfection, composure. Think about what we've uncovered today. Carry-on rules didn't suddenly get harsh. They became flexible and strategic, not fixed, not purely mathematical. Fluid. And modern travel isn't about memorizing numbers. It's about understanding how airports think, how staff interpret space, how systems reward preparedness, how perception shapes enforcement. You don't need to fight the rules. You just need to move like someone who knows them intimately. So here's your takeaway mindset. Travel with intention, pack with strategy, walk with confidence. Because when you act like a traveler who belongs, the airport treats you like one. At security, pack in layers, show liquids, carry confidence. At boarding, appear light, move calm, place bags smartly. At the gate, ask questions confidently, request plainside returns when needed. Through the airport, use pocket storage, compress bags, stay composed. The rules didn't get scarier, they got smarter. And now so have you. What's the most surprising carry-on rule you've encountered recently? Or the best trick you've learned to maximize your space? Drop it in the comments. Your experience helps other smart travelers. If you found this eye-opening, subscribe to BoardiFly for more real travel intelligence. Not theories, not hype. Just the insider knowledge that helps you fly better every single time. Until next time, fly smarter. Air travelers, listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you might save you from your next unexpected gate check, an extra $100 fee, or even a missed flight. Airlines are quietly tightening carry-on rules, and the truth is, most passengers have no idea it's already happening. That approved bag you've used for years, it might not pass at the gate anymore. That personal item you've squeezed under the seat 100 times, it could get flagged and pulled for inspection. Today, I'm revealing 10 insider truths about the new carry-on rules for 2025. What's changing, why airlines are doing it, and how to make sure you never get caught off guard again. This isn't about rumors. This is based on real updates from airline policy boards, TSA adjustments, and travel industry trends that are already rolling out across the US, Europe, and beyond. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which bags are getting flagged most, what hidden sensors and scales airlines are now using, and the single biggest reason your next flight might be delayed before you even board. So grab your boarding pass, because we're taking off with secret number one. Secret number one, the new Smart Scale carry-on check. Let's start with one of the biggest quiet upgrades happening across major airports right now, the automated Smart Scale gate check. In 2025, many airlines, including Delta, Lufthansa, and Emirates, are introducing weight-sensitive scanners at boarding gates and self-drop kiosks. Here's how it works. Instead of an agent eyeballing your bag, these smart scales automatically weigh your carry-on as you place it on the belt or kiosk. The system flags any bag that exceeds the airline's carry-on limit, often as little as 7 to 10 kilograms on international flights. Why you don't hear about this? Because airlines profit when passengers are unaware. Overweight carry-ons are one of the fastest growing revenue sources for airlines post-2023. The less you know, the more they collect in oversized fees. How to avoid being flagged? Before you fly, check your airline's carry-on weight limit. They vary widely. Buy a small digital luggage scale, under $15 on Amazon. And here's the insider move. Weigh your bag with your laptop and chargers inside. Many travelers forget how much electronics add. Bonus tip, if your bag is a few pounds over, transfer items to your jacket pockets before check-in. TSA allows personal items like cameras, chargers, or medication on your person, and they won't count toward your bag weight. Secret number two, shrinkflation in carry-on dimensions. Have you noticed that carry-on bags are starting to feel smaller? You're not imagining it. In 2025, airlines have begun reducing the allowed size dimensions for overhead bags, often by just 1 or 2 inches, but enough to make previously accepted luggage suddenly oversized. Airlines claim it's for bin safety and efficiency, but the truth is this is carry-on shrinkflation. Smaller dimensions mean more passengers get forced into checking bags at the gate, creating more checked baggage fees and less overhead congestion. Why it matters that many popular luggage brands sold pre-2022, like Away or Samsonite's older models, are now technically too big for stricter European and Asian carriers. Here's what to do. Measure your bag, including wheels and handles. For 2025, the safe global standard is 21 by 14 by 9 inches. Anything bigger risks getting flagged. If you travel often, look for expandable luggage with compressible zippers. You can shrink it down to fit even when full. Insider bonus. If you're at the gate and they start tagging bags, step forward early and volunteer yours. Why? Because you'll often get it priority tagged and checked for free, avoiding both the fee and the chaos. Secret number 3, personal item crackdown. The personal item, once a traveler's loophole for sneaking in an extra small bag, is getting a serious redefinition. In 2025, airlines are now standardizing personal item checks using underseat sizing bins. You'll see these small metal or plastic cages near boarding gates labeled, "Fit your personal item here." And here's the kicker. Flight attendants have been instructed to report frequent offenders who repeatedly exceed size limits. Why airlines don't talk about it? Because the personal item policy has been a gray area for years. Now, by enforcing stricter measurements, airlines are turning that gray area into pure profit. How to fly smart: choose a soft-sided backpack, not a hard-shell case. It compresses to fit those bins. Place your laptop flat at the bottom, not the top. It helps flatten the shape. Keep small essentials like snacks, power banks, and travel documents in the outer pocket, so you can grab them fast if you are asked to gate check the bag. Bonus tip: if you're flying budget carriers like Spirit, Ryanair, or Wizz Air, your personal item must fit entirely under the seat. Not mostly, not close entirely. Use this phrase if challenged. This bag fits under the seat on all major carriers, including Delta and American. That often gets you waved through without an argument. Secret number 4, hidden lithium battery restrictions. Here's one that shocks many travelers. In 2025, TSA and IATA have both expanded rules on lithium-ion batteries, not just power banks, but smart luggage and even some camera gear. Any device with a non-removable lithium battery over 100 watt-hours must now be declared at check-in, even if it's in your carry-on. Why this matters: certain smart luggage brands, especially those with built-in chargers, are being flagged at security. Why airlines don't promote this? Because smart luggage was heavily marketed as the future of travel. Now they're quietly distancing themselves from models that don't meet new battery safety standards. How to stay compliant? Check the label. Look for less than 100 watt-hours on your device or charger. If your smart bag has a removable battery, detach it before check-in and keep it with you. Avoid packing loose lithium batteries in checked luggage. Always carry them on. Bonus insider move: if you use a camera or drone, store extra batteries in fireproof battery sleeves. Security agents appreciate it, and it speeds up your screening. Secret number 5, the rise of AI-powered bag profiling. Sounds futuristic, right? But AI is now watching your luggage, literally. New AI-assisted screening systems can detect weight distribution, density patterns, and even shape irregularities in carry-ons. If your bag's layout resembles a flagged pattern, like too many electronics stacked or liquids clustered near wires, it's pulled for secondary inspection. Why airlines and TSA love it? It speeds up the line, reduces manual checks, and identifies suspicious packing behaviors. Why you should care: because you might be innocent, but your packing habits could make you look suspicious. How to avoid being flagged? Checkmark separate electronics from liquids. Don't pack cords or power banks tightly around metal objects. Use packing cubes to organize your items. They make density scans easier to interpret. Bonus tip: if TSA opens your bag, don't panic or argue. Say, "I understand. I will try to keep electronics separate next time." Politeness plus awareness signals you're an experienced traveler. That can actually shorten future screenings. Secret number 6, random carry-on, tagging and tracking. Here's something most travelers overlook: the small barcode or colored tag gate agents attached to your carry-on. Those aren't just for decoration. They're RFID-enabled tracking tags used to monitor overhead, bin capacity, and passenger boarding flow. In 2025, airlines are using this data to identify bin violators. Passengers with multiple items or oversized luggage. Repeat offenders can actually be flagged in their passenger profile. Why you don't hear about this? Because airlines want to quietly use data to enforce compliance, not start debates about privacy. What you can do, follow the one bag, one person rule strictly. If you travel with a companion, split your items evenly. Keep your personal item under your seat. Don't place it in the overhead bin. Insider move. If you're flying on a packed flight, board early. Many gate agents prioritize compliant travelers for overhead space. Having your bag pre-measured or tagged approved can make the process smoother. Secret number 7, the liquids rule. Update you might have missed. Yes, the 311 rule still applies. But in 2025, some international airports are transitioning to CT scanners that allow liquids to stay in your bag. The catch, only at select terminals. Meaning, if you assume every airport allows it, you could end up delayed when TSA asks you to repack. Why this is confusing? Because airports are upgrading at different speeds. Heathrow, Amsterdam Schiphol, and select U.S. hubs have implemented the new CT scanners. Others haven't. How to play it safe? Always pack your liquids in a clear 1-quart bag. Keep it near the top of your carry-on in case you still need to remove it. When traveling internationally, check if your departure and return airports both use CT scanners. Insider tip, if you're at a CT-enabled airport, you can keep liquids and laptops in your bag. Just spread them evenly. It speeds things up and keeps your belongings safer from handling. Secret number 8, the overhead bin rush and how it delays flights. We've all seen it, that frantic rush to stuff bags into the overhead bins. But here's the truth. In 2025, airlines are now tracking how long boarding takes because of overhead congestion. If boarding exceeds a set time, often 25 minutes, flights can lose their on-time departure slot. Why this matters? Because when too many carry-ons are oversized, gate agents are forced to check them at the last minute. That delay triggers cascading slowdowns across multiple flights. How to avoid causing, or getting caught in, the delay. Board when your group is called. Don't hover near the gate. Store your bag wheels in first. Keep small items under your seat. Insider move. If you see the overheads filling fast, offer to gate check your bag early. You'll board less stressed, often with priority handling, and your bag will usually come out first at baggage claim. Secret number 9, cabin class carry-on privileges. Here's a little-known truth. Not all carry-on rules apply equally, even on the same flight. Airlines use cabin class algorithms to assign boarding priority and bag flexibility. That means a passenger in economy may be forced to gate check their carry-on, while someone in premium economy with the same size bag walks right on. Why airlines do it? Because carry-on space has become a tiered privilege, part of the revenue strategy tied to fare class. What you can do? When booking, look for fares labeled includes carry-on. Some basic economy tickets don't. Consider upgrading just one level. Sometimes it costs $30 to $50 more, but saves you the headache of losing your bag. Insider phrase to use. My fare includes carry-on privileges. Can I confirm that before boarding? This politely signals you know your rights and the airline's policies. Secret number 10, the 2025 carry-on forecast. What's coming next? Finally, let's look ahead. Industry insiders predict that by late 2025, more airlines will move toward weight-based boarding passes, meaning your entire luggage load, including carry-on, factors into your ticket price. This aligns with new sustainability targets and fuel efficiency models being tested in Europe and Asia. In other words, carry-on space is no longer just about convenience. It's becoming part of the pricing formula itself. What this means for you: expect airlines to weigh and scan more bags at gates. Expect carry-on credits, digital add-ons that you can pre-purchase for guaranteed bin space. And expect more detailed security screening powered by AI and passenger profiling. Your advantage: if you understand these shifts now, you'll adapt early, packing smarter, avoiding fees, and boarding stress-free while others scramble. So now you know, The 2025 carry-on rules are changing faster than most travelers realize. From smart scales to AI scanners and shrinking size bins, the game has completely evolved. But the good news? Knowledge is power. If you use these tips, pack strategically, and most travelers think carry-on rules are simple. One bag, one personal item, and as long as it fits in the overhead bin, you're good. But the truth is, that's not how airlines actually operate. What you see on their websites isn't always what's enforced at the airport, and what's enforced at the airport isn't always what happens at the gate. And when you understand how these hidden layers work, you suddenly unlock advantages that most travelers never get to use. This video is for anyone who's ever been hit with surprise fees, forced to check their bag at the last minute, struggled with kids through boarding, or, especially if you're a senior traveler, felt rushed, flustered, or unsure about what you're truly allowed to bring. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Airlines rely on confusion. The less you know, the more they can charge, the faster they can move you along, and the easier it is for them to say no to something you were actually entitled to. Today I'm going to unravel all of that. By the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly how to use carry-on rules in your favor. Not just to avoid problems, but to make travel smoother, cheaper, and even more comfortable families, seniors, casual travelers, frequent flyers. Every group has specific carry-on privileges airlines rarely talk about. And if you use them, your travel experience changes instantly. Let's start with something airlines really don't want you to know. Not all bags measured at check-in are measured at the gate, and not all bags measured at the gate are actually disallowed. The truth is, most carry-on rules are based on workflow, not strict size. And when you understand that workflow, you unlock power most passengers never use. The real reason airlines make carry-on rules confusing. Airline websites list numbers like 22 by 14 by 9 inches. But here's the catch. Different aircraft have different bin shapes, different crew have different enforcement styles, and different airports have different gate procedures. The official rules are less about the bag itself and more about controlling three things: speed, money, and order. Speed because boarding delays cost airlines thousands per minute. Money because carry-on enforcement brings in revenue from last-minute bag checks. Order because if everyone brought massive bags, the flight would turn into chaos. But here's where things get interesting. Most of the rules that stress you out are designed for crowd control, not because your bag actually causes a problem. And once you understand what's truly flexible, you get away with more, you pay less, and you move more confidently. Rule number 1. Airlines prioritize shape over size. Most travelers obsess about the exact measurements, but flight attendants will tell you, the true decider isn't the number, it's the shape. A bag that's slightly over the limit but slim will almost always get waved through. A bag that technically meets the numbers but bulges outward, suddenly it's too big. Why? Because bins aren't perfect rectangles. Wide bags cause jams. Slim bags slide in cleanly. If you're a family traveling with kids, this is huge. 2 slim soft-shell bags give you more real capacity than one bulky hard-shell suitcase. You'll fit them in faster, and no one will measure them because they don't look threatening. For seniors, soft-shell bags are lighter and easier to tuck under the seat, which is a bonus because many senior travelers are entitled to priority bin access but never claim it. More on that soon. Rule number 2. The personal item is the real secret weapon. Almost nobody uses their personal item to its full potential, and airlines quietly count on that. A personal item can be a backpack, tote, diaper bag, underseat wheelie, camera bag, medical bag, CPA case. But here's the secret. Some bags don't count toward your limit at all. Airlines will never advertise this, but they must follow it. If you're a senior passenger, anything medical related, from mobility aids to medication organizers, counts as assistive. That means it doesn't count as your personal item. It can be carried in addition. Complaints are rare because crew are trained to avoid conflicts around accessibility. If you're a family traveler, diaper bags are the golden loophole. Almost every major airline allows a diaper bag in addition to your personal item, even if your kids aren't ticketed separately. If you don't have kids, a baby bag used as an underseat organizer works. No one questions it. And for everyone else, the personal item is where enforcement gets laxer. Gate agents don't have time to question it unless it clearly looks oversized. Rule number 3, most enforcement happens before the gate, not at the gate. This is one travelers constantly misunderstand. If an airline is going to enforce carry-on rules strictly, it happens at the check-in desk or the bag drop line. By the time you reach the gate, priorities shift. Gate agents are no longer trying to enforce policy. They're trying to get the plane out on time. That's why you'll see oversized bags being rolled onto planes constantly, especially once boarding is already underway. If you're a senior traveler or a family, here's your advantage. Gate agents tend to be more lenient because they know you'll need more time, more assistance, or more bin access. Slowing you down with rules benefits no one. If you're boarding late, enforcement is even more relaxed. Yes, you might run out of bin space, but in exchange, you bypass 90% of the size checks. Rule number 4, the full flight check-in trap. This is one of the biggest airline profit tricks. You've seen it. You check in 24 hours before your flight and a notification pops up saying, full flight. You may be required to check your bag. Most people panic and pay a fee immediately. But here's the truth. Airlines send this message automatically on almost every high-load flight, and it has nothing to do with your carry-on. A senior traveling alone or a family juggling strollers and children are statistically less likely to argue, which is why these warnings disproportionately target you. But the inside secret is this. You can almost always bring your bag to the gate anyway. And if they really need more space, they gate check it for free, even if your ticket class normally charges. Never pay this fee preemptively. Bring your bag to the gate. Let the system work in your favor, not your fear. Rule number 5. Assistive exceptions airlines don't publicize. This one matters especially for senior travelers. If you are using a cane, a collapsible walker, a CPAP machine, a back support cushion, medication cooler, compression devices, oxygen concentrators, these do not count toward your carry-on limit. Airlines are trained not to challenge these items. Families get a similar exception. Strollers, car seats, booster seats, breast pumps. These also don't count. Airlines quietly avoid mentioning this because they don't want everyone exploiting these categories. But if you are entitled to them, use them, you're allowed. For older travelers, one of the biggest secrets is this. You can request early bin access to make sure your bag goes overhead without issue. And contrary to popular belief, this isn't considered a special favor. It's in the accessibility manual. Rule number 6, the underseat dimension myth. Most people believe the personal item must fit under the seat in front of you. But the rule isn't the same across aircraft. Some seats have electronics boxes under them, some have slanted floors, some have deep pockets, some have none. If your bag looks soft and compressible, crew rarely check it. If you're traveling with kids, placing your bag under the child's seat opens up more floor space for your own legs. Most parents never realize this because they assume kids' space is off limits. For seniors, placing bags under the aisle seat is easier because you can slide it at an angle rather than lift it. Most airlines don't enforce directional placement unless it's a safety hazard. Rule number 7, boarding groups control, bag success, not bag size. This is a secret frequent flyers use constantly but rarely explain. If you board early, your bag goes overhead with zero issues. If you board late, suddenly your bag is too big. Why? Because enforcement depends on bin space, not measurements. Families automatically board earlier on almost all airlines. Use that moment. Make sure you're ready, zipped up, and moving confidently. For senior travelers, you can request early boarding even if you don't need wheelchair assistance. Just say, I need a little extra time getting down the jet bridge. That's it. Simple, truthful, and accepted. Agents won't question it because they're trained not to. And by the way, If you love uncovering hidden travel advantages like these, make sure you're subscribed to BoardiFly. This channel is built for travelers who want to fly smarter, not just cheaper. And I promise every week you'll pick up a trick that airlines definitely don't want you to hear. All right, let's get back into the secrets. Rule number 8. Overhead bin space is not first come, first served. Most people think overhead bins work like parking spots. Get there early, claim your spot, end of story. But on board, overhead bins operate on something different. Proximity, not possession. Flight attendants will rearrange bags to make space. They can move your bag, rotate it, or even relocate it to another row. Why does this matter? Because your goal isn't to grab the first bin space you see, it's to get your bag successfully on board. Once it's on, crew will make space for it somewhere. For families with multiple bags, placing them vertically instead of horizontally often opens extra space. Crew appreciate this because it reduces conflict. For seniors, placing your bag wheels out reduces lifting, a simple adjustment that crew often recommend quietly to avoid strain. Rule number 9, the secret on-plane measurement advantage. Once your bag is on the plane, no one measures it. No one pulls out a sizer. No one questions it. The goal shifts from enforcement to seating. If you ever feel unsure whether your bag might be checked, here's the insider trick. Carry your bag confidently with one hand. If it looks light and controlled, agents assume it's within limits. Dragging, struggling, or bulging bags get flagged far more often than oversized bags carried smoothly. This is especially helpful for seniors. Even if your bag is slightly heavier, using a strap or smaller handle grip makes it appear manageable. Optics matter. Rule number 10. Cabin crew have discretion, and they use it. This is the human side of airline policy most people forget. Crew are allowed, and even encouraged, to make judgment calls to keep boarding smooth, prevent injuries, support families, help seniors, maintain calm. For example, if they see a senior traveler struggling, they're far more likely to lift your bag, create bin space, allow items that bend rules, offer you storage in a closet. Families with babies often receive similar support because everyone wants to get the kids settled quickly. None of this is written in the manual, but it happens because crew understand real-world boarding psychology. Confidence plus kindness unlocks flexibility every single time. Rule number 11, the exit row trap. Exit row seats sound amazing. More legroom, easier stretch, more comfort. But here's the truth airlines rarely highlight. Exit rows have some of the strictest carry-on rules in the cabin. You must keep everything in the overhead until after takeoff. If you're traveling with kids, you're not even permitted to sit there. If you're a senior who needs quick access to medication or important items, this becomes a problem. Exit rows sound premium, but the carry-on restrictions make them inconvenient unless you travel extremely light. For families, the best seats are often farther forward, not for legroom, but because everything is within reach. Rule number 12, why airlines push smaller. Carry-on sizes now. You've noticed it. Airlines shrinking size limits, tightening rules, adding mandatory sizers at gates. But carry-on size reductions have nothing to do with safety and everything to do with faster boarding, selling more priority boarding, selling more seat upgrades, selling more checked bags. When bins can't fit standard bags, airlines win 3 times. They upsell passengers to priority boarding. They charge fees when bags become non-compliant. They control crowding. But here's the trick frequent flyers know. Airlines almost never shrink the underseat dimensions. That means your personal item can be bigger, softer, more flexible, as long as it appears small. Choose compressible bags and you instantly regain space. Airlines thought they took away. Rule number 13. The closet and crew storage secret. Most passengers don't realize this. Almost every aircraft has a coat closet or crew storage area near the front. You're not supposed to use it, but you can in specific situations. If you're a senior or traveling with kids and need quick access, a safe place for devices or valuables, a spot for a delicate bag. You can request closet storage. Crew almost always say yes if space allows, especially early in boarding. The key is to ask before bins fill. Rule number 14, the reality of regional jets. Regional planes are brutal for carry-ons. Bins are narrower, shorter, and sometimes completely unusable for full-size bags. But here's a secret frequent flyers swear by. If a regional jet can't fit your carry-on, they gate check it for free, always. This is a blessing for families and seniors. No extra fees, no stress. Bag is returned plainside. No baggage carousel waiting. Regional jets look like a carry-on nightmare, but they're actually the easiest flights for avoiding fees. Rule number 15, how to look like a priority traveler. This sounds strange, but it matters. Airline employees judge enforcement based on perceived experience. If you look organized, smooth, and decisive, they assume you know the rules. If you look stressed, overwhelmed, or confused, they examine your bags more closely. A simple formula. Keep your bag closed tight. Carry it with one hand. Don't drag it noisily. Move with purpose. Don't pause at the gate. Families carrying kids naturally get more leniency. Seniors walking steadily and calmly get similar grace. The vibe matters, more than the measurements. Rule number 16, the oversized bag loophole. Most travelers don't know this. If bins fill up before your boarding group is called, your oversized bag gets gate checked for free, even if it's over the size limit, even if your ticket class technically bans carry-ons, even if you're flying ultra-low cost. When space disappears, enforcement collapses because the priority shifts to speed. If you're a family juggling multiple bags, this can save you money. For seniors, it eliminates lifting entirely. Walk confidently, let the bins fill up, and your bag becomes someone else's problem. Rule number 17, the best phrase to use with crew. If you ever feel overwhelmed or unsure, the single most powerful sentence you can use is, "What's the easiest option for you?" Crew will instantly guide you to the most efficient, least stressful solution. This works for oversized bags, heavy carry-ons, finding bin space, needing help lifting, traveling with kids, managing medical items. You're signaling cooperation, and in return, crew will give you flexibility. Conclusion, your carry-on freedom blueprint. So let's pull this all together into something clear and simple. Carry-on rules were never designed to empower passengers. They were designed to control crowds, create revenue, and maintain order. But if you understand the real system, not just the published policies, you fly with more confidence, more freedom, and fewer surprises. For seniors, you have more exceptions and more support than airlines ever tell you. Use them. For families, you're allowed additional bags, early boarding, and priority consideration. Claim it. For everyone, your carry-on experience depends far more on timing, confidence, shape, and communication than exact measurements. The one mindset that ties everything together is this: you're not breaking the rules. You're understanding them better than most people do. Next time you fly, remember these moments. Bring your bag to the gate. Use the personal item loopholes. Claim medical or stroller exceptions confidently. Board early when possible. Let late boarding work to your advantage. Ask crew for support. They have more flexibility than you think. Now I want to hear from you. What's the best free thing you've ever gotten on a flight? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. And if you found value in these hidden carry-on secrets, subscribe for more insider travel intel every week. Until next time, fly smarter.